Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to show you the GreenShift repeater block. We're going to walk you through the basics, the idea of displaying your data using custom fields and the GreenShift repeater block. And we're going to show you how to lay it out. And also in this video later on, we're going to show you how to make a custom category index or like an archive kind of thing for your repeater data. First, let's talk about GreenShift's repeater block. The repeater block allows us to take dynamic content and display it in a uniform and repeatable manner. So, that might be a bit vague, but in this example, it's going to be real simple, and it's going to give you an idea of how else you could use this repeater block on other examples. So, let's pretend that our website is a restaurant website and we have a menu and we would like to display a bunch of food items on there. So let's head over to Pages first, and I've already created this page called Our Menu. Okay. And well, if we wanted to add menu items, like food items, let's say a steak or something, we can go ahead and add rows, columns, sections, containers, and then we can add headings and icon boxes for the prices, info boxes, and then images, you name it, for our items. But it becomes a bit tedious if we have a proper menu, if we have more than just a few items. So this page is called Our Menu. Well, it's published already. And we want to maximize WordPress to our full advantage. So under posts, I've already prepared these top 6 ones as food items. And you can have a separate plugin turn posts into a different name, such as food items. But as you can see here, we have our title, which is what the food item is, and our featured image is set to the image of the food item. Okay, but it's kind of missing a few things. Okay, yeah, we have our tags over here, and I've set that up. But before we move further in this project, we're going to be using, in this example for custom fields, ACF, or this stands for Advanced Custom Fields, and there are many other plugins that do exactly the same thing, but for this video we're going to be using ACF, the free version. You can see it's not a pro version, and let's add a field group. So for this one, we're just going to call it main group. Okay, and for the first one, we're going to set it as a number, and we're going to put price. Oh, probably, yeah, all caps. All right, I'll probably put there you go, price. And let's close and add the next field, which is going to be a text area, and we're going to call it short description. And it's automatically going to populate the field name. So let's close this, and we're going to show this field group under post type is equal to post. And let's save those changes. And with this plugin also, just as a side note, we can set a custom post type. So if we wanted to have a separate one here instead of posts, it says food options or menu items, we can do that with this plugin. But again, we're pretending that this website is a restaurant website, so we're just going to use posts as is to keep things really simple. Okay, and let's go ahead and add a new field group, and we're going to call this one relationships. Okay, we're going to set this one up as, let's scroll down here to relationship. We're going to call this menu items relationship. Okay, and we're going to make sure these are all selected. Return format is post object, and we're going to select this as page is equal to, it's going to display equal to our menu. And let's go ahead and save our changes over here, and that should be good. So we have our 2 field groups, which are going to be the main group, which is going to be the price and the short description, display location only on posts, right? And our relationships only on pages. Now, let's head over back to our posts here, and let's edit our fresh garden salad. And off camera, I've already done this. You can see we have our title, we have our featured image, and you can see that it gives us these fields where we can enter some data. So price is $19.50. We've inserted a short description over there, and you can see even with this other example, it's going to be the same, a different price, a different description, different title, obviously, and a different image. Now, let's head back over to our pages, and this is a bit back and forth, but hopefully this example is simple enough that you get what we're trying to do. So under our menu, okay, you can see that we have these selected. So if you set it up for the first time, it's going to look like this, right? It's going to be blank. We're going to select post, and there's some Latin ones over here, and those are just the default ones from the theme when we've imported it. And we're going to go ahead and select only the food items, and these are going to be the ones that are going to be displayed on our page. And we'll take a look at this again later. So there's our menu, and let's go ahead and actually add the reader block. So here in our block editor, there are a couple ones, repeater builder and dynamic repeater. They do the same thing, but dynamic repeater gives us more freedom. The repeater builder, I don't know if it's going to display properly, but it's going to give you some images already. Both work perfectly fine, or both work the same way, but this one gives us a bit more freedom. So let's go ahead and configure this under, well, these are going to be as is, and you can see limit items. You can see if I just put one, it's going to limit it. If I leave it blank, it's going to be unlimited. So we can now select our dynamic source, and you can see here there are a lot of options, which we'll get into eventually. And you can see here ACF, ACPT, but it's not very important because we can just use relationship post objects as we've set up earlier. Now let's go ahead and click on current and latest. And for post type, let's use page. And here we have this hamburger icon, and we can scroll down and look for our menu items relationship. And as you can see, there are more now. Now that's an indication of something, and everything's working just fine. So if it's more than 3, and you have more than 3 inputs, that's great. Now let's go ahead and populate our repeater field. So if we click on our dynamic repeater, we have this top toolbar. We can edit our inner layout, and as you can see here, we get this single template area. So you can see select repeater field is what's going to repeat all throughout. And this is just an ordinary area of the block editor, kinda. And we're going to press this plus icon. We're going to add the meta getter. And you can see it's different from just this default one, which is just a div element. And let's go ahead and delete that. I don't really need that at the moment. And you can see, well, from here, we have custom fields. We have WooCommerce, taxonomy terms, archive meta post data, user data, ACF fields, and this repeater one. And you can see that we can select post title, and you can see it starts to populate our areas over here with a different one. So it's working just fine. So let's go back over here and let's start and look for dynamic image. Okay, and you can see it's going to display the latest one, of course, because we've set this as is. And we can use the repeater field, and we can go ahead and insert, well, use the thumbnail URL, and you can see it's starting to change for each one. And let's go ahead and make this small, and you can see it's changed. And well, one by one, let's go ahead and start centering these up, just so that it's a bit easier to see. Since this one isn't playing well with that, let's align it in the center from our options here as a dynamic image. And let's go ahead and add the plus icon again, add a block, another meta getter, and we'll go down to repeater. In the repeater field, you can see where we have price. So just click on that, and it's going to be automatic for each one of these. You can see on the left-hand side there. Let's center this up, and let's go ahead and do the same for our short description. If it'll even allow us, there we go. Another meta getter and repeater field for short description. And we're going to center that up. And last but not least, let's add a separator just to keep things separated. A separator down here, and we're going to add some margin down there to keep things separate. We can have it be a wide line. And now, well, okay, this works, but what if we want to make it look a bit nicer? So we can go over here to the repeater settings, the meta getter, and we have our, we can add an icon to this if we wanted to. We can, well, if you want, let's go ahead and do that. Add an icon to this, or probably this, and we can change the colors, the margins, the value typography. We can change the text color to be deep red here. We can change the font size, right, make it all caps, or make it bold. Change the font size here to be a bit bigger. And then the same thing with our other options here. Oops. And if it's hard to do that, just go over here to your outline and then select which meta getter you want to change. And we can add, well, we can make this a bit bigger here. Okay, make it large. And we can select the text color to be black. And we can change the spacing and add a background to this. If we wanted to, that should be all right. If we wanted to, we can prepend something to this. So, oops, not that. We can add this. And there's our dollar value. And that should be fine. So let's go ahead and click on Done. And let's go ahead and click on Save. And let's preview our menu. So here we have our menu on our restaurant called Smile Down. And we have our menu items over here. Lovely and laid out. Very yummy looking. And it's very enticing. So this is the key to using the repeater block in GreenShift. So we have our data that we've input using custom fields, right, with ACF. And we have our data that we've input, and we've used the repeater block to retrieve all of that stored data and display it on our site in this manner. As you can see right now, we're going to go back to our little relationships over here. And if you scroll back down here, right, we have our 6 items. So let's say we want to take out the classic beef lasagna. I'll take that off the menu. We don't want the vegan Buddha bowl, and we also don't want the spicy black bean burger. So we can take those off of the menu, click on Save, and it's going to save. And let's reload our menu page. And as you can see, we only have 3 items left. So you can do this manually, or if you selected the options over here, you can limit the items to 3, but it's going to be from the latest. So the top 3 ones that you put over here are going to be the ones displayed. All right. So there's our menu using the repeater block in GreenShift. In this example, we're going to be demonstrating the GreenShift repeater taxonomy capability. So let's head over to our posts, and you can see that we have some allergen or special dietary information in their tags. So let's go ahead and make a category index or archive using these tags, so that it'd be easier for our customers to navigate if they have any special dietary needs. So let's go ahead and create a new page. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and name this allergen info / special diet needs. Okay, and let's go ahead and insert our repeater block here. Okay, there it is. And let's go ahead and configure the settings. So we don't really want to limit the items. For our dynamic source, we're going to go ahead and click on taxonomy list data. We're going to go ahead and click on post. Okay, so there's only 4 tags anyway, or types of tags. You can see that our repeater field is starting to work. We're going to go ahead and click on tags. All right. And then for our taxonomy filters, we're going to order by name, and we're going to make it ascending. So this is going to be alphabetical. You can type here count, and it would display by the number of posts within that tag. And, we can go ahead and show empty if there are any. For example, if we took some menu items out, we want to keep it on name and ascending just so it's easier to navigate as a user. Let's go ahead and click on the pencil icon here, edit inner layout, and let's go ahead and start adding blocks. So we're going to use the metagetter again, and let's go ahead and delete this one. Right, we're going to go ahead and select metagetter, and we're going to be choosing right here post and repeater. Let's go ahead and put name. And you can see we have gluten-free, spicy, vegan, vegetarian, all coming out. Okay, let's go ahead and center that up. And let's go ahead and add another one, another metagetter, and same thing, post. And repeater, we're going to go ahead and put count. Okay, and let's go ahead and center that. And that's basically it. So here we can see that we're listing down our tags, which happen to be for our food items, allergen info, and special dietary needs. And it lists down, okay, let's say I have a gluten allergy. It's right there. It's easy to see, right? If I'm vegan or vegetarian, I can quickly see here that there are 3 menu items that are available. And how do I make this work? So let's go ahead and click on publish. And, right now it's still in the white. It doesn't really look too good, and we can't actually use these. So yes, I can see that there are, there's a spicy option. I probably wouldn't want to eat that. If I have gluten allergy again, I can say that, oh, okay, this is great. I'm trying to click on it, but it's not showing me anything. So let's go ahead and configure this. And at the same time, we're also going to be editing how it looks. So let's go ahead and click again on our pencil icon here. And we're going to scroll down here on this first metagetter. And we're going to click on link. Let's enable the link from the block. And we're going to go ahead and select repeater data, right? There's a few options here. Repeater data, and we're going to select permalink. And this will get the data from the permalink. And you can see here that if we select our repeater field to show permalink instead of name, it's going to show the tag archive for that. Okay, and with that done, let's go ahead and change the value typography. Let's change the color to red. Font size, let's make it large, and let's make it all caps. Okay, yeah, and we can add some backgrounds to these. You know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and add a pleasing background to this, and we can go ahead and add some. We can change this one to be a bit bigger. Oops. Medium, and we can change the font, lettercase, align it. We can add some. We can add this, and that should be fine. So let's go ahead and click on Done. And you can put a description on this if you wanted to, but for this, we're demonstrating that you can just go ahead and pull your taxonomy list data, among other things, to display a special category index such as this. So let's go ahead and click on View Page. And here we have a special page that is allergen info and special dietary needs. And if I was a vegan and I could only eat vegan food, I can click on this one. And it's going to show me this dish that is a vegan Buddha bowl. If I was a vegetarian, I could click on this, and it's going to show me the archive for all of the vegetarian options. And then similarly, if I had a gluten allergy and I could only eat gluten-free foods, I click on this, and it's going to show me all of the foods that I can order that are gluten-free. Hey, if you found this video helpful, be sure to check out one of our other videos, or go ahead and check out our channel and subscribe to see more content like this.